Starfield's been out around 3 days, give or take, at the time of this video going live, and with the story being approximately 20 hours long, it's coming to around about that time where people are starting to finish the mainline story and jump into New Game Plus and going for those 100% challenges. However, for some, the ending of the game can leave a few question marks. What actually happened after? What happens to you before that ending? But as always, if you guys are going to enjoy today's video, a like would be very much appreciated if you could. Let's go for 100 likes in today's video. Subscribe to the channel for more content coming as frequent as possible, to be honest, covering story-based content for games all across any genre. There's a lot coming out towards the end of this year, so I'm very excited to jump back in and give them all a go. But let's jump straight into explaining the very end of Starfield. So if you guys want a full explanation of the storyline from start to finish, if you maybe don't have time to play through the entirety of Starfield, if you just want to have a video explain to you what happens from the first mission to the very last, I did a video on that yesterday. It's around 40 or so minutes long. Go check it out. It will take you through the entire process. But in brief, let's cover it very quickly in this video. Starfield's storyline is mostly related to a series of artifacts that are scattered across the universe. These are ultimately a part of a bigger overall thing, and that something is called the Unity. Unity is a gateway into other universes and essentially opens the pathway to access the multiverse, allowing you to travel from one universe to another, to another, to another, to another, and it's just unlimited. From the very beginning, when we first start at the game and come into contact with our first artifact, it takes our player through a bit of a trip, some like we've never experienced before, allowing us to see into the centre of the universe. Our universe, specifically. Here we then find out that there's a group of researchers known as the Constellation, who have already come into contact with 2 of these artifacts already and have been carrying out a series of tests and studying them ever since. Even the 2 artifacts they'd already found reacted when we're in close proximity to one another. We add the 3rd piece to something called an armillary, which is essentially where the artifacts are situated and allows the gravitational field to contain itself in a sense, and allows these 3 pieces to react with one another in a way that we'd never seen before. Almost the beginning of the formation of a gateway. Throughout the story of Starfield, our mission was very clear, and it was set from the very start. Set out to find more of these artifacts, find all of them, and complete the set. It's then that we find out more around what's actually going on here and the artifact's purpose. However, the artifacts were not the only things at the forefront of the story, but multiple gravitational anomalies were found across the universe, where huge temples were situated in the very centre of worlds, each one consisting of similar ring structures in the centre, almost like what the rings would look like when they were eventually formed. This would give us gravitational powers like we've never seen before, and it was something just not human at all. Throughout our journey across the galaxy to find as many of these pieces of the artifacts as we can and try to finish this final formation, we come into contact with a new species known as the Starborn. At first, they were a mysterious species. We didn't know who they were. We thought they were potentially alien. We didn't think they were human. Their ships are made out of materials that are just not capable of any man or human to construct, even as a prototype. However, we later come to know that the Starborn were in fact once human, just like us, normal people, in their own original universe. However, a Starborn is born when they enter Unity, and the only way for them to do this is by finding all of the pieces of the artifacts and activating the armillary. One of the examples of this was Sam Coe. In our present universe, Sam Coe died aboard the Eye, and that was it. He was gone. There was no more Sam Coe in this particular universe, and his daughter was devastated, we were, and everyone in the Constellation was devastated. However, later on down the line, we met Sam Coe again, but this time, Sam Coe was a Starborn. In that Sam Coe's original universe, we were the ones that died instead of him, meaning that he was able to complete the artifacts and enter Unity, ultimately becoming Starborn. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that that was pretty much the story of the game over a 20-hour period. But yeah. Sam Coe, of course, was not the only Starborn here. Keeper Aquilus was another Starborn called the Hunter that we found along the way, essentially. And it was the same thing. In our present universe, Keeper Aquilus was in New Atlantis. He was there. He was normal. However, in his previous universe, He's visited thousands of different universes, but in his original universe, he was the one that found the artifacts. He constructed the final artifact in the armillary, and then of course from that point onwards he entered Unity and became a Starborn. That is ultimately how a Starborn is created, and from that point onwards their goal is simple. Anyway, going on to now the ending of the game. This game, in all honesty, just loops and loops. It goes on, and the way the story is told, it allows you to literally have continuous hours of fun playing through the game. Once you find the artifacts and enter Unity, you then also become Starborn. You enter another universe, which allows you to basically start again, start your journey from the beginning. Maybe do it in the same way, or gives you the opportunity to do things a bit differently. The universe you were originally a part of is still active, and it's still ongoing. The people that were previously there and you worked with along the way are still in that universe. They may not have joined you in Unity, but they're still able to do their own thing. They're still able to work, update their history books, speak to people around the artifacts and to the Starborn, what the Unity actually is, and more. But us, the Starborn, are now on a completely different journey. This is where things get different. A typical Starborn are in things like they're in this for themselves. Travelling between universes is almost some kind of rush, their only real purpose. It's a very lonely species of people. No family, friends, nothing. Yes, the Starborn can work together to reach their common goal, just like the Hunter and the Emissary did. But most don't bother, like we've seen with the artifacts. A lot of them have Starborn camping it and waiting for us to come there. They're only on their own because they're in it for themselves. They want to find the artifact and enter Unity again. We, however, are different in this scenario. Yes, we wanted to find what Unity was. Yes, we wanted to enter it, and this was ultimately the goal. But we went back to the lodge after we had entered Unity. We remembered what we fought for. We remember our purpose in all of this. We want to help the Constellation in this universe, be Starborn in the universe that we're in right now, and warn the people of this universe of the Starborn's threat, as we didn't know what they were in the previous one, so we're pre-warning them in this new one. We again will find the artifact, travel the universe, and reach Unity again, and again, and again, and again. Starfield is a game that can be cycled, with someone probably sinking hundreds of hours into the game and still finding new things to do along the way, and goals to achieve. The ending of Starfield, although it's not very complicated in its nature, it's quite difficult to comprehend the actual size of this game. And I think that's what Bethesda were trying to basically say in their marketing: endless amounts of fun. They're not talking about the way that you can travel from planet to planet, or the way you can go from one side of the universe to the other. They're talking about the loop in this game, the loop of the story, the amount of times you can actually do this story and it still feel like a continuation. The story here does not ever end, right? Yes, you can build the Unity. Yes, you can find the artifacts. You can do this, you can do that. But this story never ends. You heard from Keeper Aquilus. He travelled to thousands of universes to do the same thing. You heard from Sam Coe. He'd seen hundreds of universes and done the same thing. The only way for you to move from one universe to another is to find the artifacts, complete the armillary, and then enter Unity. So that's exactly what we now need to do. The universe in general is never ending, right? Just take a second to think about that. Something that never ends. It's so difficult to comprehend. It keeps going and going and going and going. It never stops. It never will stop. We just can't comprehend that. Starfield tries to put that across to you. The game, just like the universe, never damn ends. There are infinite amounts of universes, infinite amounts of possibilities, scenarios, sequences along this way, along the story. Whether you're a normal person in your original universe, you're a Starborn in the second, third, fourth, fifth universe you're in. You can travel to as many universes as you want and enter Unity as many times as you want. As long as you have the artifact to do that, you are free to do so. That is the goal of Starfield. That is what the ending is trying to put across to us. And yeah, I wish the story was longer, I wish it was a bit more impactful, but the fact you can play this literally hundreds of times and probably still find new things is awesome. But guys, that is the ending of Starfield. Let me know your thoughts and opinions are down below of this game. I personally loved the game. I put 20 or 30 hours into it so far. I've really enjoyed it. And I'm really looking forward to jumping back into it and putting another 20, 30, 40 hours into the game and playing as a Starborn. It's really, really exciting to me. Yes, the story could have been better. I completely understand that. And I'm on the same wavelength here. But overall, the experience for me was really good, really fun. And I urge everyone to try it out if you can. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Let's try to hit 100 likes on this video. Subscribe if you guys are brand new as well. Very much appreciated. We'll see you guys next time.